Betrayal is one of the most painful experiences a person can endure. Unlike physical wounds, which heal with time, betrayal leaves emotional scars that can last a lifetime. It is a direct attack on trust, loyalty, and personal integrity, three fundamental pillars that uphold meaningful relationships. When someone you love, respect, or rely on betrays you, the impact is not just about the immediate act, but about the long-term damage it causes to your ability to trust others and, most importantly, yourself. In Stoic philosophy, emotional resilience is key, but that does not mean ignoring pain or pretending that betrayal does not hurt. It means acknowledging the reality of what has happened, understanding its consequences, and choosing to respond with wisdom rather than emotional turmoil. Betrayal can make you question everything: your past decisions, your ability to judge character, and even your self-worth. It forces you to confront a harsh truth. Not everyone values loyalty the way you do. The pain of betrayal is intensified by its unexpected nature. It rarely comes from strangers, but rather from those closest to us: friends, family members, or romantic partners. This is what makes it so devastating. When someone you trust breaks that trust, it alters your perception of relationships and the world itself. However, Stoicism teaches that while you cannot control others' actions, you can control your response. You do not have to let betrayal define you. Instead, you must use it as a lesson, strengthening your emotional resilience and setting clear boundaries. True strength is not about seeking revenge, but about removing those who have shown they do not deserve a place in your life. The deepest wounds of betrayal can only be healed by moving forward, not by looking back. Why some betrayals should never be forgiven. Forgiveness is often seen as a virtue, a way to free oneself from resentment and move forward. However, in the realm of Stoicism, forgiveness should never come at the cost of self-respect. Some betrayals are so severe that forgiving them is not an act of strength, but an act of self-betrayal. These are the betrayals that violate fundamental principles of trust, integrity, and loyalty. Principles that form the foundation of any meaningful relationship. When someone deliberately chooses to deceive, betray, or harm you, they are making a conscious decision. They are not acting out of ignorance or misunderstanding, but rather out of selfishness, greed, or a lack of moral character. To forgive such an act without consequences is to signal that their behavior is acceptable. This not only invites further mistreatment, but also undermines your own worth. A person who betrays you once and is forgiven too easily will often repeat the same behavior, knowing that there are no real repercussions. Stoicism teaches us to accept reality as it is, not as we wish it to be. And the reality is that not everyone deserves a second chance. Some people will manipulate, lie, or betray without remorse. Forgiving them does not change their nature. It only exposes you to further harm. True wisdom lies in recognizing when a relationship has been irreversibly damaged and having the strength to walk away. Not all betrayals deserve forgiveness. Some demand complete closure and absolute detachment. To protect your peace and maintain self-respect, you must be willing to cut ties with those who have proven themselves untrustworthy. A Stoic does not waste energy on those who have shown their true nature. Instead, they move forward stronger, wiser, and unshaken. The three ultimate betrayals in relationships. Not all betrayals are equal. Some are minor misunderstandings that can be resolved through communication, while others are intentional violations that destroy trust permanently. In the philosophy of Stoicism, emotional resilience is built by recognizing when a betrayal is too severe to overlook. There are three ultimate betrayals in relationships that should never be forgiven: disloyalty, deception, and broken trust. Each of these betrayals strikes at the core of what makes a relationship meaningful. Disloyalty is the ultimate violation of trust. It shows that a person does not value your presence in their life. Deception is a poison that erodes the very foundation of a relationship, proving that someone is willing to manipulate reality at your expense. Broken trust is the final, irreparable damage that often marks the end of a bond. Once trust is shattered, even if the relationship continues, it is never truly the same again. Stoicism teaches that you must protect your peace at all costs. That means refusing to tolerate repeated betrayals. Many people hold on to relationships out of fear of loneliness, fear of change, or fear of confrontation. However, true strength comes from the ability to walk away without hesitation when someone has shown their true nature. To allow repeated betrayals is to betray yourself. Understanding these ultimate betrayals allows you to set firm boundaries. A Stoic does not seek revenge or dwell on the pain of betrayal. Instead, they recognize when a line has been crossed, accept the lesson, and move forward. These betrayals are not wounds that time can heal. They are warnings that must not be ignored. The cost of keeping a betrayer in your life is far greater than the cost of letting them go. Disloyalty, the ultimate violation of trust. Loyalty is the backbone of any meaningful relationship. It is the silent agreement that ensures trust, respect, and security between two people. When someone betrays that loyalty, they're not just making a mistake. They're making a conscious choice to prioritize themselves over their commitment to you. Disloyalty is not an accident. It is a statement of character. Disloyalty can take many forms. It could be a friend who speaks ill of you behind your back, a romantic partner who is unfaithful, or a family member who chooses personal gain over integrity. Regardless of the specifics, the message is the same. This person does not value your trust. The Stoic response to disloyalty is not to dwell on the pain, but to accept the truth. This individual has shown their nature, and it is your duty to remove them from your life. Marcus Aurelius once said, "The best revenge is not to be like your enemy." This means you should not retaliate, beg for explanations, or waste energy trying to change someone who has already made their decision. Some people will betray you and later come back with excuses, blaming circumstances, asking for forgiveness, or even making you feel like you overreacted. But repeated disloyalty is not a mistake, it is a pattern. If you forgive a traitor once, you are inviting them to betray you again. Stoicism teaches that your peace is more valuable than false companionship. It is far better to walk alone than to be surrounded by those who lack loyalty. By tolerating disloyalty, you send a message to yourself that your standards don't matter. True self-respect comes from cutting off those who have already proven they cannot be trusted. The strongest move is not revenge, it is indifference. Walk away, never look back. Deception, the poison that destroys relationships. Lies are more than just words. They are weapons that erode trust, destabilize relationships, and create a false reality. A single lie may seem insignificant, but deception is never isolated. It is a pattern, a reflection of someone's true nature. When a person chooses to deceive, they are not just hiding the truth. They are actively manipulating your perception of reality. This is why deception is one of the most severe betrayals. It robs you of clarity, certainty, and trust. Stoicism teaches that truth is essential for inner peace. Without honesty, there can be no stability in a relationship, no genuine connection, and no foundation for growth. A bond built on deception is like a house built on sand. No matter how strong it appears, it is destined to collapse. Seneca warned, "A dishonest man spreads falsehoods first to others, then to himself." Liars become trapped in their own web of deceit, unable to distinguish truth from fiction. But their self-inflicted suffering does not mean you should suffer with them. When someone lies to you, they're making a choice to prioritize their own selfish interests over honesty, a choice to manipulate rather than communicate. Above all, they're showing you that they do not respect you. Respect and deception cannot coexist. The moment someone deceives you, they have demonstrated that your trust is disposable to them. And once trust is broken, it rarely, if ever, returns to its original state. Many people excuse dishonesty, claiming that everyone lies or that small lies are harmless. But Stoicism rejects moral compromise. A lie, no matter how small, has the power to shatter confidence in a relationship. By tolerating deception, you invite more of it. The Stoic response to dishonesty is not to argue, not to seek closure, but to detach. Those who lie are not interested in truth, growth, or integrity. A Stoic does not waste time with liars. The only way to protect your dignity and peace is to walk away, without regret, without hesitation. Broken trust, the irreparable damage that ends all bonds. Trust is the foundation of every meaningful relationship. It takes years to build, moments to break, and often a lifetime to repair. When someone breaks your trust, they do not just betray your faith in them. They shatter the very bond that held the relationship together. In many cases, once trust is broken, there is no going back. Broken trust is not just about dishonesty. It is about reliability, consistency, and integrity. When you trust someone, you give them access to your vulnerabilities, your secrets, and your deepest emotions. You allow them into a space very few people can enter. But when they betray that trust, whether through disloyalty, deception, or deliberate harm, they reveal that they were never worthy of it in the first place. Stoicism teaches us to accept human nature as it is, not as we wish it to be. People will fail us. They will act in selfish ways. They will betray us, often without remorse. But what separates a Stoic from the rest is how they respond. The mistake most people make is believing that broken trust can be fully repaired, that if the other person apologizes, if enough time passes, or if they prove themselves again, things can return to how they were before. But the truth is, once trust is broken, it is never the same again. It is like a shattered mirror. No matter how much you try to put the pieces back together, the cracks remain. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "When someone has done you wrong, do not dwell on what they have done, but on what you can do in response." The response to broken trust should always be self-preservation, not blind forgiveness. If someone has already proven they are capable of betraying you, why give them another chance? Would you drink from a poison well just because someone assured you the water is now clean? Would you rebuild a house on a foundation that has already collapsed? When trust is broken, the Stoic response is not to seek revenge or to hold on to anger. It is to walk away with dignity, accept the lesson, and never allow the same betrayal to happen twice. Some people will tell you to forgive and forget, but Stoicism does not encourage blind forgiveness. It encourages wisdom, self-respect, and emotional detachment from those who harm us. Seneca put it best, "He who spares the guilty punishes the innocent." By forgiving someone who has broken your trust, you're not just giving them another chance. You are setting yourself up for future pain. The strongest decision you can make is to remove those who have proven untrustworthy from your life permanently. Do not allow broken trust to turn into a cycle of pain. Move forward, never look back, and never allow yourself to be betrayed twice. Betrayal is a painful lesson, but it is also a necessary one. It teaches you who truly deserves a place in your life and who never did. Not all betrayals deserve forgiveness, and not everyone who apologizes deserves a second chance. Disloyalty, deception, and broken trust, these are the ultimate violations that should never be tolerated. A Stoic does not waste time with those who have already shown their true nature. Your peace, your dignity, and your self-respect are worth more than any relationship built on lies. Some will tell you to be the bigger person, to forgive endlessly, to give chance after chance. But Stoicism is not about blind forgiveness. It is about wisdom. It is about knowing when to let go, when to walk away, and when to protect yourself from those who would harm you again. If this message resonated with you, it's time to take control of your emotional strength and wisdom. Subscribe to Stoic Mindset to continue your journey of self-mastery. Like this video, share your experiences in the comments, and let's grow stronger together. Remember, the strongest move is not revenge. It is indifference. Walk away, never look back, and build a life where betrayal has no place. Now, what are your thoughts on betrayal? Have you ever had to cut someone off for breaking your trust? Let me know in the comments below.